Welcome back to 843 TV. We are here now with Lieutenant Joe Babkiewicz from the Bluffton Police Department. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. So talk to us about, you guys have a new program. It's a police reserve program. Tell us a little bit about that.
We do. We just developed a new police reserve program, and what it does is it allows people to come into our police department, actively participate in law enforcement activities. What they would do is they would go through a 4-week kind of shortened academy. They'll be certified to with their weapons to shoot. They're going to go to the range and receive training on that as well. And then they'll be able to go around with other officers and help us. They'll also be able to help on special events, such as all the events that we have down at Calhoun Street to help us out with traffic. And really it benefits us because it provides us with more people out on the road, and it also benefits the people who volunteer to come in because it gives them much needed experience to look for a police officer job. A lot of times now, a lot of law enforcement agencies are looking for that person with experience, and that's what this provides them. They will have to do 120 hours each year of volunteer time, and when they do volunteer for the private jobs, they will get paid for that.
Now, Lieutenant, what is the department doing to make our schools in the area safer?
The safety of our schools is a very high passion of mine, and I'll tell you why. Because I have a daughter, and after the Sandy Hook tragedy, I was bringing my daughter to school one day, and on the way to school, she told me, "Daddy, I'm afraid to go to school." Our kids can't be afraid to go to school. That should be the safest environment for all of our kids. I used to work up in Connecticut, so I'm very close to some of the people that responded to that scene that day, and we learned from that. So what we decided to do is we really wanted to work with the school district to talk to them about their protocol as well as our protocol when we respond to an incident like that. The security of our schools is excellent. Chris Barrell has done an outstanding job keeping our schools safe. There's always ways that we can improve. Oftentimes we will prepare and we'll train on our own, but we never train with faculty and staff like that, and that's what we're working towards. What we want to do is we want to start working on intruder drills in the schools. We're always doing fire drills, hurricane drills, but we never do intruder drills, so the kids really don't know how to react if that situation happens. And all the schools are doing great. We've met with all the schools, we talked to them about what to expect from us when we arrive on scene and what we can expect from them when we go to the scene. What Chris Barrow has done is he's established a protocol the same for each school so that when we go to these schools, they're not going to be all different scenarios. We'll be able to handle it.
Now who is Chris Barrow? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Chris Barrow is the head of security for the Beaufort County School District.
Just like to make a note of that program is really a great program because when my girls came home from school, they were excited and they knew what to do and they weren't scared, because that's kind of always a funny line for me. I'm like, ooh, you don't want them scared, but they also need to have the knowledge of knowing what to do. So I think that program is really great, that it's taught them what to do and how to do it, and it gives them the confidence to just deal with it. And
absolutely, we want our kids to go to school to learn and to feel safe. We don't want them to go to school and worry about what's around the corner.
Right.
We're also, our entire police department, we're receiving advanced law enforcement training for rapid responders coming up in April, to where every one of our officers is going to be certified in advanced training for that. We'll be the first department in this state to have all of our officers certified, so we're pretty excited about that.
That's great.
That's great. What are the police doing to help improve community policing efforts around the area?
When our new chief, Chief Joey Reynolds, came into the police department, he wanted to develop a strategic plan for the direction of our police department. And part of that strategic planning was coming up with a new vision. And within that vision, he met with all the officers, and we all kind of came to agreement that we need to focus on community policing. So our vision is being committed to the community. And that means improving our relationships with the community. It means getting involved with community activities such as block watches and things like the Boy Scouts, Boys and Girls Club. We're all getting involved, and it's not just one person, it's every single officer getting involved. And what that does is it helps us, with crimes, because now they'll have more trust in us to call us when they see something suspicious or when they know something. And it also helps us in them with crime prevention, because when we meet with them in these meetings, we talk about ways to, help prevent crime for future crime and things like that.
Well, we talked about that off camera a few minutes ago, that it's so important for parents to teach their kids, and for me, especially my little girls, that cops aren't bad.
Right.
They don't need to be scared of you guys. They need to feel comfortable and feel secure when they see you out, and that you guys are friendly, and that you're
Absolutely.
you're not the bad guy.
And that's what, one of the great things about getting involved with the Boys and Girls Club and things like that is the kids see us in a different light, in a different capacity. We were talking, like you said, we were talking before this, one of the worst things is when we walk down the street at a parade or something, and a parent with the kid says, "Look at that police officer, you don't behave, they're going to arrest you." That's the worst thing that you can do, because we want the kids to look at us as somebody that they can come to
Right.
if they ever have a problem or need help with anything.
All right. Well, Lieutenant Babkiewicz, one of the things you talked with us about last time you were with us were current crime trends in the area. Update us on that, if you would.
Unfortunately, not too much has changed with the car break-ins. We're still getting some car break-ins, not as much as before, because we did catch some of the individuals involved, but it's still occurring. And the reason why it's occurring is because people just simply aren't locking their doors. We encourage people that when you go out, when you go somewhere, just lock your doors, hide your valuables, put them in your glove box or something like that to where people can't see.
Right. This one is not difficult. Lock your doors.
seriously.
All right.
That's simple as that. We also see a slight increase in daytime burglaries in the area. And I think the reason for that is because just people aren't calling and reporting a suspicious person walking by. If you see somebody you don't recognize in the neighborhood, they just kind of blow it off. But sometimes their instincts might be right.
Sure.
And we encourage them to call the police department. We can go out there, we can drive in the area. If we see that person, we could just simply stop and talk to them and find out what they're doing in the area. And who knows, that might stop a burglary from happening.
All right. So trust your gut.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sure.
Well, thank you so much for being with us again. You guys have a lot of great things going on, and I think it's really important that you guys are truly involved in the community, so I think that's great. So make sure that you join us next time for more 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.